Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into something we all struggle with. All right, first things first, we have to tackle this huge misconception that's out there. The whole idea of just trying harder, gritting your teeth and pushing through. When it comes to long-term change, that strategy is just fundamentally flawed. Psychologists have a name for this phenomenon. They call it ego depletion. And I want you to think about your willpower in a completely new way. Don't think of it as some moral virtue. Think of it like a muscle. And just like any muscle in your body, it gets tired out from overuse during the day.
And this is the crucial part. Every single decision you make, everything, from what to wear in the morning, to which email to answer first, to biting your tongue in a meeting, to saying no to that donut in the break room, all of it draws from the exact same limited tank of energy. So it's no wonder that by the evening, that resource is often just running on empty.
So, if willpower is like this muscle that gets tired, what's actually going on inside our heads when we're trying to use it? Let's take a look under the hood.
So when scientists peek inside our brains, they see that the command center for willpower is this area right behind your forehead. It's called the prefrontal cortex. The best way to think of it is as your brain's CEO. It's the boss, in charge of all the tough, long-term strategic decisions.
But here's the catch, right? When that CEO is overworked from things like chronic stress, not enough sleep, or even just low blood sugar, its performance just tanks. It gets tired, its judgment gets cloudy, you become way more impulsive, and suddenly that short-term temptation looks a whole lot better than your long-term goal. Okay, so this brings us to our first practical skill, and it's a game changer. If we know willpower is this limited resource, the smartest move isn't to fight it head-on. It's to bypass it completely. And we do that by making new habits so ridiculously easy to start, they don't require any willpower at all. This is the brilliant 2-minute rule, an idea from habit experts like BJ Fogg and James Clear. You just take whatever habit you want to build, and you shrink it down until it takes less than 2 minutes to do. See, at the beginning, the goal isn't to run a marathon. The goal is to become the type of person who puts on their running shoes every day. It's about making the action automatic. Now, the trick here is to use your brain's existing wiring to your advantage. You stack your new tiny habit right on top of a habit you already do without thinking. The formula is simple. After I current habit, I will new tiny habit. So it could be, after I pour my morning coffee, I will do 2 push-ups. That coffee becomes the trigger or the anchor for your new routine. And that leads us to what might just be the single most important piece of this whole puzzle, the immediate positive reward. As Stanford behavior scientist BJ Fogg puts it, people change by feeling good, not by feeling bad. It's those positive emotions that actually create habits. Feeling successful, even in a tiny way, is what wires a behavior into your brain. Feeling guilty or ashamed, that just doesn't work. So, the second you finish your tiny habit, the moment you read that 1 page or do those 2 push-ups, you have to celebrate. Seriously. It doesn't have to be some big production, a little fist pump, a quiet yes, or just letting yourself feel a little flash of pride. That tiny action gives you a little hit of dopamine, which basically tells your brain, hey, that felt good, let's do that again. You are literally rewriting your own brain chemistry.
Look, building new habits, it's not about being perfect. Life is messy, it gets in the way. The real skill isn't about never falling off the wagon. It's about getting back on so fast that one little slip-up doesn't turn into a total disaster.
This is a rule you need to remember. It's a game changer. Missing 1 workout, that's an accident. But missing 2 workouts in a row, that's the start of a brand new unwanted habit. The key is to fix it immediately. Don't let one mistake snowball. Just get back to it the very next day, even if all you can do is the 2-minute version. A really powerful, science-backed tool you can use here is the ROOP method. It's designed to help you plan for failure before it happens. You start with your wish. You imagine the best outcome. Then you get really honest about the internal obstacle that's going to stand in your way. And finally, you make an if-then plan to deal with it. This basically preloads the right decision into your brain so you're ready when temptation shows up. All right, finally, let's zoom out and look at the big picture. To make any of these skills last, you have to create an environment where your brain's CEO, that prefrontal cortex, can actually do its job well. These things right here, they are the arch enemies of self-control. Solid research shows that chronic stress, not getting enough sleep, and a diet packed with sugar and processed foods actually hurts the part of your brain responsible for making good decisions. It makes every single task harder than it needs to be. But on the flip side, these activities are like sending your brain's CEO to a 5-star spa. They restore its energy and seriously improve its ability to function. Things like consistent sleep, taking short breaks, mindfulness, or even just taking a quick walk outside can do wonders to recharge your willpower.
So remember, the goal is never, ever perfection. It's all about the amazing power of tiny gains. It's about getting just 1% better every single day.
And that's really the bottom line here. Stop blaming yourself. Stop trying to muscle through everything with brute force willpower. Instead, start designing a better system for yourself, a system that makes the good habits the easy and satisfying choice.
So this isn't just about learning something new, this is about doing something new. I want you to think about it right now. What is one tiny 2-minute habit that you can attach to a routine you already have today? Because that, right there, is where real change begins.